My name is Brother Sean, and for the last, 14 years, I surrendered my heart to the risen cosmic Christ and Mary Magdalena. And at that time, I was a Reiki master working with the Ushui principles. And I was guided by Jesus in prayer and Magdalena to cease my Reiki treatments and embrace the divine masculine and feminine energies, which are known today as diaphragmask energy, the diaphragmask meaning divine feminine and masculine. And recently I was sent a most beautiful book by a dear friend, Patricia Diane Cote-Robles, Who Am I and Why Am I Here? And very early this morning I was sat in our garden meditating, and then I concluded by reading a chapter in this beautiful book. I was guided to do it. And something that I read absolutely made me sing and rejoice, because even as a young monk, I could never ever accept that Magdalena was a prostitute. And yet I paid the price for that stubbornness of heart. I couldn't, in all honesty, accept a mistruth, but I didn't have any facts. I only had one side of the argument, and that was what my church, bless them, taught me. But in page 110 of this wonderful book it says, after Jesus' resurrection and ascension, plans were set in motion to protect Mary Magdalene from the wrath of the people who wanted to block the awareness of our Mother God. The Essene Brotherhood and Sisterhood, of which I came from, along with Mother Mary, Joseph of Arimathea, and John the Beloved, and some of the other disciples, guarded Mary Magdalena and the daughter she and Jesus had conceived. Mary Magdalena was overlighted by the company of heaven. She was safely guided to various locations on the planet where she was able to anchor the matrix for the divine balance of our Mother God into the body of Mother Earth. This prepared the way for the day of the seventh angel, which would occur during the dawning of the new age of Aquarius. That would be the day when our Mother God would at last reclaim her rightful place within the hearts of the children of Earth. It will be a time when Christ consciousness would once again be birthed in the hearts and minds of all humanity. This would be the fulfillment of the second coming of the Christ that was foretold by Jesus. The truth about Mary Magdalene's mission and the fact that she was anchoring the matrix for the return of our Mother God was cloaked in secrecy to conceal the plan from the masses. This was necessary in order to prevent the plan from being blocked through the abuse of power being yielded by humanity's patriarchal human egos. Her protectors were well aware of her mission, and after her ascension, they steadfastly held the immaculate concept for the return of our Mother God. These selfless exponents of God's will formed mystery schools and passed the information on in veiled and mysterious symbols that could not be deciphered by the common man or woman. The newly formed Christian churches had difficulty blocking the groundswell of information that kept surfacing in mysterious ways about Mary Magdalena and her relationship with Jesus, her beloved twin flame. Various gospels were being circulated which gave conflicting accounts of what really occurred during the pageantry and the founding of what was being considered the Christian Dispensation. Each gospel was an account of the experience and beliefs of the person who wrote it. These interpretations were made through each person's consciousness, which was often controlled by their human ego. In 325 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine decided that the confusion in the Christian doctrine needed to be stopped, and that the various factions needed to be unified into one belief system. He called a meeting of over 300 bishops and organized what has been noted as the first ecumenical council. This was the Council of Nicaea. This belief, it went on to talk about Constantine felt this vote of support gave him the right to proceed with his mission. He gathered the 48 Gospels that were being circulated amongst the various patriarchs and factions in the church. He went through all of them carefully and selected the Gospels that indicated that Jesus was divine, the only begotten Son. In all of the 48 Gospels, there were only 4 that indicated that Jesus alone was the Son of God, and that every other child of God is less than Jesus in God's eyes. These 4 Gospels were unnamed, as were many of the 48 Gospels. He chose to be included in the Bible, and we know who they are: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Constantine then proceeded to go through the rest of the teachings to decide what he wanted to include in the Bible, the Word of God. In order to maintain the supreme power of the church and the patriarchal priesthood, he removed any reference to the relationship between Mary Magdalene and Jesus. He also removed any reference he could identify regarding incarnation, reincarnation. Constantine's actions redefined the status of Christianity and formed the basis for the Bible used today throughout the Christian world. Even with this obvious betrayal of truth, the mission of Jesus and Mary Magdalene could not be suppressed. To the total consternation of the church, the reality of their spiritual and intimate relationship kept surfacing. One by one, the seekers of truth were guided to the mystery schools and the secret societies. Little by little, they learned about the sacred mission of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And the best is yet to come. In 590 AD, Pope Gregory decided that enough was enough. He was determined to once and for all put an end to this threat to patriarchal supremacy of the Church, and with the stroke of his pen, Pope Gregory declared that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, a slut, and asserted that she was nothing, that she was seething with 7 evil spirits. This was the very first time that Mary Magdalene was said to be a prostitute. That unconscionable lie was written nearly 600 years ago, after her embodiment. As far as the Church was concerned, this concocted story squelched the rumors about Jesus and Mary Magdalene's marriage. In order to maintain a semblance of damage control, the church leaders tried to transfer the attention from Mary Magdalene to another Mary, Jesus' mother. This was a futile effort in their attempt to block the awareness of our Mother God, because beloved Mother Mary was also an important factor in the return of the Divine Feminine. As these 2 forerunners of the Divine Feminine progressed through those tumultuous times, Mother Mary protected the truth about Mary Magdalene by holding the esoteric focus of the Divine Mother. At the same time, Mary Magdalene continued her mission of preparing the way for the return of our Mother God through esoteric circles and her teachings within the sacred mystery schools and secret societies. For centuries, the immaculate concept of Mary Magdalene's divine mission with beloved Jesus was guarded from the outer world by her valiant protectors. With unfailing tenacity, these selfless souls prepared for the day of the 7th angel, when the return of our Mother God will be brought to fruition. And here we have truth. Truth. And I thank God that what I was given, I have carried on nurturing that. And the course they gave us, the Tree of Life course, exonerates Jesus and Magdalene, not only as twin flames, but that they were married and they did have a child, Sophia. And the Tree of Life course is the embodiment of the twin flame. And throughout this non-academic course, the soul is reawakened to the divine within, and Magdalene is given her rightful place as the divine mother of earth and of Jesus, her betrothed. Thank you.